Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine and I'm super excited that you are here today because today what I want to talk about is the power of agreement. When we come together in agreement, how that really is really biblical, right? But also speaking from a school viewpoint as well on the importance of agreement. So let's get right into this video. So you guys, I want to talk about this topic today of agreement because our focus scripture for today is Amos 3:3. And it just says, can two walk together except they be agreed, right? And even, we know even if you live in the US, right? United we stand, divided we fall, right? Have you ever heard, sure, possibly you've heard that, right? United we stand, divided we fall. And the scripture is just saying like the importance of being united. How can two or walk together unless they agree, right? So I'm speaking about this today because from just, a spiritual standpoint, agreement, the importance of coming together in agreement. God moves in when he sees, people of faith coming together, your faith on top of my faith, on top of my faith, it moves God, right? And I'm saying all that to say division in the world. We see a lot of division and things happening. And that's why you see, because of the division, you see all of these things happening, people falling, and all these things happening because of division. I mean, just speaking on, not even like from a world standpoint, relationship standpoint, friendship standpoint, so many things in the corporate workspace, whatever the case may be, plants and different things like that, division amongst company leaders and everyone that's in charge of the group. I cannot think of the word right now, but the people who come together to form companies and things like that, right? They come together, partners, right, who own certain companies, businesses, all those things, right? When they are divided, then everything else starts to crumble. When they're not getting along, when there's division amongst, leaders and so many different things. But when two, like the scripture says, can two walk together except they be agreed? So I said all that to say when you're in agreement, things happen, and it's a beautiful thing, walking in agreement. Have you ever been, just thinking personally, have you ever been on a team or whatever the case may be in your relationship, friendship, whatever it may be, when you agreed? How did that process go for you? Just think about it. You were able to agree with your child, with your whatever it may be. How did that process work out? 9 times out of 10, when you all came together in agreement, it really worked, right? It was so much harmony, and I'm sure the project or whatever it was you all were working on, it came out to be such a success, and there was so much love and peace and joy because of that agreement that you all were able to come together on. So I said all that to say today, I'm talking about, in this clip you're about to hear, I was in a roundtable discussion, and I want you all to hear this discussion because we were touching on the school space, right? And students, educators, and all of that. But we were touching on the fact that sometimes teachers and things like that, there's so much division in things, even in those areas, in the school space. Teachers are in need of certain things. They're hurting. But they're still trying to pour into kids and all of that. But one thing that you'll hear me kind of talk about is sometimes there's so much division even amongst teachers and things like that, staff. So then when it comes to the kids, of course they're divided, of course they're fighting, of course things like that, because the teachers and things are not even, seeing eye to eye, or just not even supporting each other and standing behind each other. So the kids are only following behind what they see. So I want to leave you all with this scripture today. Can two walk together except they be agreed? So I want to tell you today, maybe you've had some division with friends, family, whatever it may be. Reconcile that and try to do your best to come together in agreement. No, you may not always see eye to eye with the person, but when you're able to agree to disagree sometimes, right? You may not see eye to eye on everything, but the more you can really just come together in agreement for a certain cause, for a certain project, for whatever it may be, it makes it so much better, so much more of a success. So I'm leaving you all with this today, but I want you all to see this clip, and I will see you all in my next video. Actually, I want you to hear this clip. See you all in the next video. Bye.
So today's topic was healing in the hallways, addressing trauma in today's classroom. Like, if we did a survey on teachers, leaders, administrators, and asked how many of them currently have a therapist? Does a counselor have a counselor? Like, if we really got a better idea of that, I believe, just by some of the responses that I get from teachers and conversations that I've had, I believe that it might be a little far-fetched, but probably 40% of them actually got a therapist or a counselor, or have been through it to the point where they got some level of healing themselves. Because there's a lot of, like, we talk about trauma in the students, but what about the trauma that the teachers, administrators, like, they're going through life as well? Yeah. What about the trauma that they're going through that they haven't healed from? So it's like, yes, we want you guys to be all that and a bag of chips for these students. But what about you? Like, you're not even getting the help that you need. And I feel like the how is what's missing, because they're crying out for help too.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, because I know, like, there's so many things we actually could tackle with this, because before we can even touch on their role in the students' lives, there's division sometimes among the staff, the school staff. I know of a school that, there was more like a Caucasian-based teachers and things like that, but the principal, he was African American, and there was so much scrutiny. They gave the principal such a hard time at that school, and there was division amongst the staff first. So, of course, the students, there's division and things happening with the students because of the staff. They're not even getting along. They're not even, standing behind the principal. So, there's so many things we could really tackle in that area.
That is a great point.